Hello, this is Scott Bach-Hansen, Camp Director for Steve Gordon Basketball Officials Camp, and I wanted to put together this little video because it's going to be impossible for us as a staff to have a meeting prior to the camp. So I wanted to reach out to you, make sure that you have some basic details, especially for those that are new to the camp, don't understand the structure, or maybe have some other questions. Hopefully this will help alleviate some of those, and I'm trying to make this about 10 to 15 minutes long, which is a lot better than a 1 hour meeting, with a lot of questions back and forth. So let's just kind of jump right into it. The first thing is, I'm going to talk about how we got here, what the camp mission is, the layout and the setup of the camp, talk about the 2 different sessions, what our focus areas will be, and about this year's camp, and also our guests. So the first part of how we got here, well, this is basically taking off the foundation of what used to be the VHSL camp that used to be run by Jimmy Jones. And Jimmy, his handprints are all over this camp, and we thank him for all the stuff that he's done over the years. And we have him as part of our staff. He's what we call staff emeritus. That's kind of like if you don't really know where to put somebody, you just kind of make them, involved in everything. So Jimmy's the foundation of this camp. And even though VHSL decided to get out of the business, we wanted to make sure that Jimmy was part of this camp. So that's the first thing. The second thing is once VHSL got out of the camp business, we kind of realized that there was a void in really having a true high school teaching camp. There's a lot of college camps. There's a lot of hiring camps. We have guys going to 5 and 6 camps trying to get hired, but we felt that there was a void in having a high school teaching camp. So we wanted to make sure we had that available, and so we are taking what's been to be a proven training system that we use and developed it into a camp. And we did that locally at George Mason. And then last year we started with the Paul Webb camp. So this will be our 3rd year in doing this camp and this process. And one of the key things to that is making sure that the training was available to a bigger audience, not just a local audience. So we are branching out to extend to the rest of the state, which is why we've invited other staff members from across the state. This is not a Cardinal camp. This is not a camp specifically for people in Richmond. This is a camp that will spread all over Virginia. And we welcome all those that are interested in having a good teaching camp run by people that are really focused on high school. So our camp mission, and this comes straight from Steve, our focus will be on delivering a great learning experience for officials that are interested in learning how to officiate using 3-person mechanics and fundamentals with a staff that has a heart for teaching and development. And so our focus is on National Federation 3-person mechanics. We're not doing NCAA. We're not doing NBA. Heck, we're not even doing IBO. IBO has a few different things in their manual that's different. We are focused on National Federation, which is what the VHSL follows. And so we are going to stay true to that. Our staff is going to be truly focused on each camper's development. Every camper is coming in at different levels. We might have some that are recreation level. We have some that are varsity, and then anything in between. So every camper is going to have a different level of development, and so it's up to us to make sure that they're getting the best out of the camp that they can. The third thing is, having a camp that focuses on officiating fundamentals. So it's not just necessarily the 3-person rotation switches, but also understanding consistency, understanding how to communicate with coaches as well as your team on the court, and then making sure that you guys are working together as a foundation, that you're teaching them the stuff that you've learned and the things that you were able to accomplish on the court that will help them in their growth. We want to make sure we bring in dynamic guest speakers and clinicians. I'll go over that in a few minutes. And one of the staples for us is every game is videoed, and every official that comes to the camp will have every one of their game videos on DVD. So that is a big thing. Plus, we'll have an evaluator on mic, which I'll talk about in a second as well. So the layout and the setup is we have 2 sessions. Session 1 is Friday, Saturday, and session 2 is Sunday, Monday. The reason we did this is there's 3 real big reasons. Number 1 is we felt that it was important for us to find a cost-effective camp, something under $200. We're not really in this to make money. If we break even, we're excited. But we're really focused on making sure that we have a great camp experience for the people that come. So that was the first piece. The second piece is we don't want people to be away from home for more than a night. I think that there's plenty of other things that pull us away in our personal lives, And we could have gone to a 4-day camp, but we felt that having people away for 3 nights on a weekend at the beginning of summer, especially after school lets out, was really difficult for people, and that would also hinder our attendance possibilities. So we're keeping it in 2 different sessions, only away from home for 1 night. And the third piece is maybe only away from work for 1 night, or 1 day. That way there's not a lot of upset, situations with work and not putting our officials into a bad spot. So for you as a staff, all of your meals and your dorm rooms are included. And so we will have the room keys for you. Irv will take care of that and make sure that you're taken care of. But all your meals held at the dining hall across from Crenshaw are taken care of as well. Games are held on 4 courts. Crenshaw will be the main gymnasium. That will have the main court. And then the Brock Recreation Center has 3 courts. And there will be video cameras for each one of those. Each court will have a minimum of 2 evaluators on the court, sometimes more, but a minimum of 2 evaluators. And if you're a new evaluator, one of the things that's different is that one of us on the evaluation team will be mic'd up. And so you'll be talking to the crew in the video. So they will get the video. They'll hear everything you say. So we want to make sure we also be careful what you say because they're picking up everything. The third thing about that is if you're brand new, we're not going to have multiple new people on 1 court. We're going to have at least 1 returning staff member, somebody that knows our process, understands what we're looking for, understands the evaluation and the mic setup and everything, so that you're not on your own on that. When you're at Crenshaw, we're working on this, but it looks like we will either have an evaluator set up in the crow's nest, or you'll be on the court. We're still working that out, so we'll let you know when we get to the camp. The meeting room is located in Crenshaw, which is upstairs at the main gym. So when you walk in the front doors, you just go straight up the stairs before you enter the gym. If you've been to Randolph-Macon before, you know what I'm talking about. But that's the room where we have all the meetings. And the last thing here is I took this from Adam Brick, who just has a great expression. I know he stole it from somebody else, but it's camp is camp. Things happen. Not everything goes as planned. Sometimes we have to do things that maybe is outside of our scope of what we believe, but we have to remember a couple things. One is we want to make it a great experience for the customer. The golden rule is the customer's always right. So we want to make sure they have a great experience. And sometimes that might mean that one of us might have to jump on a camera. One of us might have to step back and allow somebody else to manage the court or handle the relationship or whatever is going on. But sometimes things just don't go as planned, and so that's why camp is written up here. We wanted to make sure that, we all roll up our sleeves. I'll be on a camera. Sometimes, we've even seen Steve try to go up on a camera, but, we don't want him to do that. So, we want to make sure that everybody is focused on just having a great experience for the camper. The focus training areas, we're basically, looking at the fundamental positioning of 3-person, making sure they understand the rotations and switches and getting angles. Everything else that comes with that, whether it be press coverage or out-of-bounds spots, line responsibilities, throw-in responsibilities, the difference in mechanics. Obviously, the trail chops the clock on a lead throw-in, doubling the sideline, lead positioning or throw-in. Those are the main, teaching points that will happen throughout camp, and some will warrant more teaching than others. Just basic positioning and stepping down center and trail and making sure the center runs with the pack. Those are basic things to us. May not necessarily be basic to the people that are at the camp. So those are some focused areas. There's obviously a lot more than this. And you may have a varsity official that you have a different conversation with as opposed to somebody that's brand new. Special invited guests, I think this is always fun to have. Roger Ayers will be coming in to speak. He'll actually be there Friday night for the pizza party. Tim Comer, also from the ACC, will be in town. Brian Kersey, who's the Alliance ACC supervisor of officials. I think he's in charge of 5 or 6 leagues now with Johnny Cowell. Curtis Blair from the NBA is coming in. Debbie Williamson is somebody that said that she's going to do everything she can to make it. She's tentative. We're hoping that she can make it, but if she walks in the door, we'll take her. And so we definitely want to have that. As I said before, Jimmy Jones, he is the bloodline of the high school officiating for many, many years in Virginia, and we want to make sure that we continue that relationship. So Jimmy will be part of our staff as always. Our state evaluators, Cecil Hurst, also a Hall of Famer and former commissioner, and Don Gatz are two of the state evaluators, and I know that they are planning to attend. Our VHSL rules interpreter, Joyce Sisson, will be in over the weekend as well. So, and we have many more coming in. Many former state officials, people coming from all across the state, and we have campers coming from as far as Colorado, Tennessee, North Carolina, Maryland, and obviously Virginia. So it's a growing camp, and we're really excited about what's in front of us. So the last thing I would say to you guys is a big thank you. We can't do this camp without volunteer staff, and it takes a lot, and we understand that it means a lot to us, and we want you to understand that you're going to be leaving your families, you're going to be leaving whatever responsibilities you have, and we really appreciate that you're willing to spend time with us, whether it's a half a day, a full day, a couple of days, whatever time that you're committing to. We really thank you, and we appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing you guys the next week, and we want you to travel safe. And if there's any questions or anything, you can always shoot me a note. Everybody will have my email because it will be in the link that I send this out in. And if you have anything else, please don't hesitate to reach out, and look forward to seeing everybody in the next week. Thanks again, and have a great day.